The 2024 presidential election marked a significant turning point in American politics. Despite holding the White House, presiding over a growing economy, and running against a polarizing former president, the Democratic Party failed to secure re-election. Understanding why requires examining several strategic, structural, and messaging-related factors that shaped the race. One of the earliest challenges was the question of secession. President Biden's age and approval ratings were persistent concerns throughout his term. When he ultimately declined to run for a second term, the transition of leadership to Vice President Kamala Harris was constitutionally straightforward, but politically complex. While Harris had national recognition, polling consistently indicated that she faced hurdles in building broad-based appeal among key voting blocs. The transition lacked a strong, unified narrative, and Republicans quickly framed her candidacy in negative terms, particularly on cultural and ideological grounds. Next, the economy. While many macroeconomic indicators were positive, such as unemployment was low, wages had risen, and inflation had slowed, voter sentiment did not reflect that optimism. According to a Pew Research Center survey conducted in April 2025, just 23% of Americans rated national economic conditions as good, while 42% said that they were only fair, and 34% rated the economy as poor. High prices for essentials like food, rent, and healthcare remained salient concerns. The Democratic campaign emphasized statistical gains, but struggled to connect those numbers to voters' lived experiences. This disconnect likely weakened their economic message. In addition, the Democratic strategy relied heavily on warnings about Donald Trump's threat to democratic norms and rule of law. While that messaging had proved effective in 2020 and 2022, its impact diminished in 2024. Many voters had grown desensitized to the narrative. For Trump supporters, legal challenges only reinforced perceptions of bias against him. Pew Research Center found that 81% of registered voters said that economy would be the most important to their vote in the 2024 presidential election, indicating that economic concerns may have overshadowed issues related to democratic norms. In summary, the Democratic Party's loss in the 2024 election was not the result of a single failure, but rather an accumulation of misangled messaging, weakened coalition turnout, and a reactive rather than proactive campaign strategy. Moving forward, both major parties will likely reassess not only their policies, but also the ways in which they connect with voters in an increasingly polarized and media-saturated environment.